Bonjour, Dean. All
You
right,
were
so
supposed to say 3.
it's on 3,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
We did it
well,
right. We did it right.
good.
So, welcome to this episode, season 13. Okay, what is Bonjour, Dean? Does anybody know?
No, I don't
German?
know.
No idea.
Hello to you.
It's like buongiorno in
Yeah,
Italian.
it's
Good morning, you.
Bambara. I've never heard of that language, but now we all know. We could be
that
saying
was,
it
that's
wrong.
what you was guessing. I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to look that up. But it's an option in my Google Translate.
ChatGPT, are we allowed to call a friend?
Yeah. So
For sure.
well, you're allowed to call a friend.
Bambara.
But
That
for
is
the
my-
for the sake of the episode, we're actually not talking about languages. We're talking about lead generation. So lead generation is obviously a super important of everybody's business. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. So prospecting lead gen is of the utmost importance, in my opinion, from observing real estate people from the outside, which is simply my job. All right, so let's start just around the room. So Antonio, you're starting out. What's your bread and butter lead gen?
I think it's the most important, yes. Thing that we do, we should do at least 2 hours of prospecting. I'm doing 2 hours of prospecting and I'm calling using Vulcan 7 for the list of expires, cancels, withdraw listings, and for sale by owner, for rent by owner. And I use Mojo for the dialer. So 3 lines calling, and you talk with the first that take the call, and you go for 1 or 2 hours every day.
That's wild. So 3 calls at a time.
3 calls at a time. You can use 2
What
or,
time do you do
or
this?
1.
Early morning?
Mojo.
Very cool.
8 a.m.
Definitely more efficient. What happens though when you get 2 at once? Like it doesn't happen often.
The
because-
system is block one and then send a message. I'm talking with another one, so it's automatic. I have a message saying, this is Antonio calling about your property. I'm in the other line with another client. I'm call you back.
Wow.
And that system send that message to them, and it's automatic. It's
Like-
amazing.
I remember someone had a similar setup, and what they told me their message was, it's a recording of them going, hello, can you hear me? All right, let me call you right back, and then it hangs up.
Nice.
Yeah, I've
I
heard
need
that
to
one
do
too.
that.
Yeah, do that, and
Or-
then you call them back and like, what was that? Like, my bad, I don't connection.
That
You
is a
know,
good
genius.
Or just get a VA, guys. Come on, have a real person still answer the call. But yeah, don't lose that connection. Like, when you get it, it's pretty rare. You know, you
Well-
probably that's why you're doing 3 at a time. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
With AI now, we literally you can duplicate yourself and speak, to 3 people at the same time. That's coming. So
That's the move, actually, guys. Forget the VA.
No, that works for him because what it's doing is it's dialing 3 numbers at a time to
3
see who
numbers.
picks up first,
Yeah. Sure.
and then it's gonna connect them, and then if another one picks up, you're gonna
Yeah,
hear
they will
hello,
connect. Yeah,
hello.
that is a
It's
good
gonna
one.
hold them. It's gonna damn, it's calling again. Answer it quick,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man.
All right, so that was fun. Brian, we're on to you.
So right now, I would say I have two different way to get business. One is putting deals together with investors, and also the other one is personal referrals. I built my business. If you were to ask me this at the beginning of my career, I would have been definitely open houses. That's how I built my business.
Yeah.
But now I have I'm involved in a lot of communities. I do a lot of networking, personal relationships. So a lot of my business come from that too.
Cool. So, what is one place that you love to go that people wouldn't think of as being a great place for networking?
I mean, it's anything that you like. You don't have to go crazy about it. I mean, whatever you're into it, you form relationship and it's natural to come back. For example, I'm involved in church Bible study. At some point, a lot of people don't know this, but I only been in this country for 10 years. I was born in New York, but I was raised in the DR. So when I moved here to Florida 10 years ago, I didn't know anybody. So I had to be everywhere. That's what I told myself. I need to start meeting people. I don't have the typical relationships that you have from high school, from school. So one thing for me was like, okay, let me do stuff for fun. I signed up for a kickball club, dodgeball. I remember doing Bible study, like a little bit of everything.
That's good. Yeah, and Bible study is a really important one. If faith-based referrals can be very great and loyal for your entire
Yeah,
life,
100%.
honestly.
100%.
So don't be afraid to be open about your faith and everything else. I think it's what God would want
Yes.
anyways. So how about you, Karen?
So I agree with both of you. The personal referrals for me is one of those things that I make it intentional. I also block out time in order
Nice.
to, because you have to.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
block out time, 2 hours, 2 hours, and then I make sure I have a hit list of people that I want to connect with.
Yeah.
So business owners, people who know people who know people. So I make that time to meet with them, and then on top of that, I'm also involved with like Women's Council and YPN and other places. Now I'm going to the building department and local zoning meetings because we have
That's good.
construction developments going
Yes.
on. So it's one of those things that you have to, and you have to be intentional with your time. You can't just be everywhere without expecting anything in return for it to monetize in your business.
Do you want to talk more about the construction and stuff that's going on? Like,
Yeah, so
how's
we-
that going?
Yeah, so we have projects that we're starting. The properties, the land has been already bought. So then you have this whole zoning thing, and then you have the meetings with the architects, and you have like the planning with the surveyors. Like all of that is going on, and this is newer to me. I mean, I'm transitioning into something that is not what I'm used to. But then I need to be involved, and I need to know what's going on in the city. Zoning. Two of them, I have West Kendall, I have Homestead. Those are the immediate ones right now. So it's going to be 12 homes in Homestead and 18 homes in West Kendall. And then I have a property that I'm trying to develop in Richardsfield, which is the airport. They have the landing strip.
Yeah.
They have their own, like, people have their
Welcome to Miami Realtors Live, baby. Keep going.
they have their, people have their little airplane that they fly in and out of there. So it's pretty cool. We have a great team that we're working with. I'm very excited. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning from like people have been doing this for years. So those are the people that I'm trying to connect with too.
Nice.
Nice.
That's wild. And so you have a whole airfield that you could potentially work with as well, is what it
Yeah,
sounds
we're
like.
trying to do 2 properties there. 2 properties in Richardsfield.
That's very niche. That's
It's
good.
different. It's different.
The reaches are in the niches, and that's a good one. You don't see
So
that
you are
often.
working with developers now.
Yes.
I
good. Go
love
Karen.
it. I love
Karen.
it. Good job.
How about
Okay.
you, Khalid?
So I'm actually just now starting lead gen. So naturally, I'll just get business, and I never would know where it's coming from. But then I sat down with my team leader, and she would like tell me, like, no, what you're doing is your social media marketing. So I try to like make it a way of life. So I'm very intentional about getting people's contact in every single second. So I'll purposely dress super nice just so I can get complimented because it opens the door for communication. And then I'll just start saying some smart stuff. Like, I know what I'm talking about. And then it's like, oh, yeah, let's connect because you want, somebody smart in your phone book. So that's been my business model. And now I'm really good at cold calling because I've done it before. But, it's difficult to find the time. But I'm trying to schedule it.
Yeah.
I'm learning time blocking.
No, listen, that is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because if you don't block out that time, it's like when banks, they have like, is it quiet time? They call it quiet time, banks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't reach them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't reach them, and there's no way that you're able to do 1,000 million things at the same time. It just doesn't happen. So you're not being productive. So for myself, I do Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 hours and a half, depending on what the schedule is looking like. But now I schedule myself.
Yeah.
Because before I was all over the place, and I'm like, Karen, you don't have time. And then I have clients like, oh, don't forget this. But then I'm gonna have to hire someone to help me. Like, it's just part of growth.
Yeah, yeah.
So not leave those clients, but also focus on the development side. So it's just like it's a lot on my plate, and I have to make sure that I'm being proactive.
Yeah, no, and time blocking, regardless of where you get your business from, because you said that now you're starting to do lead gen because you close deals, I guess, when you say that they come
They
to
just-
you because you
yeah.
attracted, you have people,
Yeah.
and they like you, they trust you, and the business come from you. The same thing for me, like a lot of my business come from referrals. Literally, I'm the one answering the phone. I'm not making the phone calls.
Right.
But there's times and periods where the phone doesn't necessarily ring. So what do you do there?
Yeah.
What I do is I time block, and then I'm being intentional, and then I pick up the phone and start calling those referrals. And I start asking for people, family and friends, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell a property in the near future? So to be proactive in that sense.
The thing in this business is you can no wait for what happened or who called you or where is coming the print. You need to build the business. So you need to you need to call, have new leads every day. If you don't have new leads every day, your business is gonna die.
Yeah.
Because it is like that. With new leads, you can survive. Without, it's impossible.
I love Antonio the way that he always like.
Yeah, you feel it. You
Voice.
feel that. Yeah, it's like you believe it.
Yeah.
It will not.
Yo,
No,
yo.
it will not
Yes,
happen.
no, it's true.
No.
I'ma listen. I'ma listen.
Like,
But
you need
it-
to have him in the morning. Make sure you do.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's like I'm learning it
Today
in
would
baby
be great.
steps.
So let's get him talking about some other crazy stuff, then, right?
He could be the next Morgan
Let's
Freeman.
talk about the wildest lead gen that they've seen done by a real estate professional in their career. What's the craziest thing you've seen from lead gen?
I don't know.
Crazy.
Crazy. Can you elaborate on the question?
You know,
Like
like
unorthodox.
is it like a promo, a giveaway? You know, like it could be a Popeye.
Listen,
Right.
Darnell. Darnell was giving out tickets to who was it? Was it a concert?
I think it was Bad Bunny. He was giving away Bad Bunny
He was giving
tickets.
Bad Bunny tickets.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He does a lot of
okay, Darnell,
giveaways
I
and-
didn't, connect, but he got information from people, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of that. So shout out to Darnell.
And
Aponte.
even if those efforts, those creative efforts, doesn't convert into a deal right away, it also help you with branding.
It
Because everybody
positions
wants to work with the realtor that it's fun. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, those creative social media videos. And I've seen Darnell also. Now
He
that you
wear
mention
Croc-
him,
he wears Crocs
He
to
wears Crocs in
listen.
his videos.
I'm like-
He jumps on a jet ski if he has a listing on the water. Like, it's another way to differentiate yourself too.
I agree.
And people like that, and people follow that, and also want to work with you because of that too.
Yeah, but it's more to it than just like learning how to lead generate. Because what I'm learning is now that I'm being more intentional about, I want people to reach out to me. I want people's contact. Is now there's like a slew of more things on my to do list that I'm used to. Because I'm normally used to like I can handle the workflow. So now I just got a admin, but now you got to train that. And like it's a lot of things you don't know you need to know for growth. And I'm just trying to like catch it and keep up. But then in trying to keep up, you fall behind on it. So that's why like time blocking is the next thing to overcome right now.
You know what's
think that's
crazy?
how- Oh, go ahead.
No, what do you think?
I think that I mean, we literally can't be everywhere. I know I have my clients, they want to deal with me. They're like, no, I don't want to talk to anyone else. And that's my issue. But then if you have a situation where you're overwhelmed with your possible referrals or whatever prospects, whoever it is, refer them out.
Yeah.
Refer them out. You either do, I don't know, X, Y, Z agreement with that person, and you're not put in a position where you let them down, and you're also nurturing that connection with your referral partner. So there's things that you have to say yes and no to, because if not, then you're gonna drive yourself crazy. And that I've been learning throughout the years,
Yes.
because I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do this, yes, I'm gonna do this, and then I don't have time for myself. I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, I need self-care. I need to go do my nails. I haven't like waxed my eyebrows or my mustache. So it needs to be, and yes, women have mustaches. We really do. They all try to keep a straight face. They're like, let me see if she has
Can you do a mustache in the editing?
We
I would love to see that.
we do have mustaches. But self-care is important, and we're not able to do that or spend time with our families if we're over here trying to be like an octopus, trying to do everything at the same time. In real estate, it just doesn't work.
You know,
And
I have a crazy lead generation. Right now with AI, you can build a agent AI that can search of the in list of aspires and give you a contact list, and they can call because there is AI calls right now. There is AI message. I don't know how the AI calls can be legal, because I think robocalls are not legal right now.
And now
But
we have something with the calling. It's that new. We went
but
over
that
it
is
in the
a
last
good
meeting.
crazy lead generation thing with AI agents.
yeah, unorthodox lead generating I'm doing a lot now that I'm being intentional. So I learned that if you just volunteering to speak at someone's event or engagement or just think, as soon as you get off, everyone wants to exchange contact information, and that's lead generating. And I'm really, oh wow, I enjoy doing this anyway. Another thing is I blog a lot now because I'm realizing how
that. I see
Google
that. We see
works.
you.
Yeah, so it's like
see.
all that content. When people search something, they're more likely to end up on my page. And then when they're on my page, they call me like, "Hey, do you buy properties?" I'm like, "No, I help people. I can help." And then it flips into I got a listing. So it's just interesting. Like when you put the work in, like you see it multiplying. So it's a good episode.
I mean, social media, it's a lead generation source by itself. I know a lot of agents that's the only way that they get business from, or the main thing. Obviously, you have to have a structure. You have to have a schedule. We talk a lot about schedule. You have to have boundaries too.
Yes.
But
Don't call
it's
me at 12 a.m. in the morning.
correct, yes. But it's a great way of getting business. I personally I'm investing a lot of time and resources on social media. I create content literally every single day. I have a setup in my garage, and I wake up every day and I create at least two. My goal is to create at least two reels every day. Talking to the camera.
You connect your social media to your CRM to get the contact.
I'm not there yet, but that's the next step.
That is an integration that I'm doing, connecting everything with the CRM.
That's awesome.
That's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
Something that I learned from Dania is, and Dania is like amazing at this, Google.
Yeah, Google.
She adds everything and pictures and videos on her Google. So when you look up like her name, then you see everything. The first thing people are going to do is Google
Yeah.
you.
Google
If you
you.
don't have a website,
Yeah.
like
Or ChatGPT now.
like KarenTrevino.com or like your own website, they're like, you're not legit. You don't have like a website.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's your company does it. But I think that social media is big. People need to like you, right? People need to like you. And in my example, I've been intentional on who are my people. I'm Colombian. I grew up in New York. So I'm like, I can relate to the New Yorkers because
Yeah.
I grew up in Queens and Jackson Heights. So I know the move, how
Yeah.
it is. I have a personal experience with
Yes.
that. And I know that Colombians are purchasing over here. I'm also Colombian. So that's the easy, start with like your sphere
Yeah.
and people that you can easily relate to, because it's harder for me to relate from someone from like, I don't know, example, Germany, that I have no knowledge on Germany or maybe language barriers, than to do so with my immediate circle of people.
That's good. That's being able to build your avatar.
Yes.
I mean, the fact I told you, I moved to this country, I barely speak the language, so I started trying to practice the language and try to getting all my conversations in English. But then after years and years, I realized like at least 50% of my business are Hispanic. So why am I trying to put all this effort in creating content in English and try to speak English all the time when literally that's my clientele?
That is a great point.
Told Antonio.
That is a
I'm like,
great
he
point.
speaks Italian. Antonio needs to
Yeah.
be doing podcasts and stuff
You
in
know,
Italian.
Yeah.
you know, that was something that I learned after 2 years in this business. That I was focused on English, and my clients were all Spanish, Italian, Spanish, Italian. And now my best client that closed $10 million with me are all in Spanish.
Yeah.
So my niche is that we need to have a niche. We cannot work with everybody.
Yeah.
That is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think if you're doing business here, you have to know stuff about Spanish culture, or you really do miss out.
¿Tú hablas
Yeah.
español?
Mi español es muy mal. ¿no?
He's been Duolingo.
Sí, me
I
encanta
know.
Duolingo, pero
Yeah.
Habla como
Oh,
gringo.
that's good. That's good.
But what I realized is just like social media marketing, it's all like a net. It's so much connected and integrated to it. And it's like you're never done setting it all up and learning. So I'm trying to get into landing pages for different things. I'm trying to get into, Google Sheets. Like, yeah, because you could track those. Like, you could track where it came from. You know, and then just linking my ChatGPT Premium because it'll synchronize with all of that. It's just so much you don't know that you can
It's
do.
a
I
lot.
think that people like you as Khaled, and I know that there's people that do everything through their brokerage. I make sure that I also, promote myself as an individual. Yeah, you promote your brokerage, but you know me before you know my brokerage. You know what I mean? And
That's good.
You have to, because if you switch brokerages or something doesn't, work out, then
Yeah.
that's something that you have to. They like you and they trust you, and it doesn't matter what brokerage you're in.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. That's the future of real estate. I mean, Sirhan, the whole Sirhan story, if you think about it, it's built on the likeness of the owner and the creator. And in one of the things that Ryan preaches and says a lot is about the importance of social media. That's where most people spend their time on.
He built his brand on social media, and now Netflix is one of the number one
Correct.
Shows in Netflix. So yeah, I agree.
this was actually a great segue into a question I wanted to ask you, Antonio. So thank you, Brian. Let's talk more about your strategy right now, because it seems like you're adopting something right now that's pretty cutting edge, and a lot of us don't actually know about. So you're actually, pardon me, creating some great content with the Miami skylines and things like that. Now you're attaching it to your CRM. What's your whole process there? Can you talk about it?
That is important. Yeah, I change company, and I start my own team, and I learned something that when you work with for somebody, they have their own system, they have their own emails, they have everything set up for you. But when you leave that company, you lose everything. You lose your emails, you lose your CRM, you lose your. So I changed that. Now I have my team. I'm thinking about my future. So I build my own systems. I have my own website, my own CRM, my own email brand, everything, because we don't know tomorrow what happened tomorrow. I can go in Texas and I still have my own CRM, my own email. If I leave Miami for any reasons, I need to have my own stuff. So I have my own CRM that is connected with everything, with my website, with my ads in Facebook, with my ads in Google, with my Mojo dialer. So everything, when I do a call in Mojo and the client connect with me, I click my CRM and go to my CRM. So all the information is in my CRM. My CRM is the brand. It's the brand
That's
of
good.
everything. And I don't need to go to Mojo or to Google Ads or to Facebook Ads or to my website. I need to go to my CRM to see from where it's coming, from Zillow, from Realtor.com, from is everything connected.
Yeah.
So that is the most important thing of my system.
And you don't need to make like videos or anything for that system to work. You just have to put out anything people are interested in or like.
Correct.
So whether that be you yourself as a thing or like the education you're pushing out or just the image, like it's a lot of pieces to this puzzle.
There needs to be a mixture of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Just all be real estate. 'Cause people want to know like who you are.
The way I look at it is like it's like so your social media, like that's your show. You got to keep it interesting, and it's all about getting attention.
There has to be like a healthy balance, because that I've had that conversation often. One of my coaches, he's like, a lot of people keep posting a lot of personal stuff,
Yes,
and
that's too much.
and too much personal, you lose
It's
the
fake.
focus,
It's
you
fake.
know. No, and not also that. At least it's also that people don't connect with the professional. Then they don't think about you
Like a professional.
when it comes to real estate. If I were to ask you, name three doctors that comes to mind, you probably can come up with one, two. It costs you to think about the third, fourth, fifth. And you might know 5 different doctors for 5 different lawyers, but maybe those 1, 2, or 3, it comes to mind because they're top of mind some way, somehow. It could be because they post content on social media often. It could be because you see them regularly. So in any profession, including real estate. I mean, even if I ask you, like, name 5 realtors in Texas, you know that you know somebody in Texas from anywhere. But I know a lot of agents, but in the moment, I will only come up with the 2 or 3 names that I see often, some way, somehow.
I hate how right you are, because when you mentioned the doctors, the first doctor I thought of isn't even a real doctor. It's
Yeah.
Dr. Oz.
Yes.
You know, he's more of
Because
a.
you'd probably
It's
TV
relevant.
personality.
It's relevance.
And that sucks.
That's-
I mean, I think Dr. Oz has done some good things for the health community, but also not some great things, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
but it was all about him being broadcast every day on TV. And so when I worked in TV and it happened to be on that channel while I waited for the next newscast, you know, I was sitting there watching it.
You do that exercise with any profession, and you're gonna you pick 5 names, including real estate agents in the moment. Agents, we know so many, but if I tell you specific markets, because you're gonna come up, your brain automatically gonna bring 1 or 2 names, maybe at max. If I ask you 5 in any areas, you know that you have at least 20 agents that you know in that area. But in that moment, 2 or 3 names come to your mind, and it has to be because probably those people, somehow, were in your face often. And social media is the thing that allows you to have that omnipresence. So that's why
What is the balance?
the balance. I think that's a great question. At least 50-50. At least.
50 personal, 50 business.
Yes.
I look at it as like the same models apply. So it's a full network. I am Khalid Networks, right? So
Khalid Big Business
yeah, Big
Networks.
Business Network. Thank you. I'm getting a logo. Big Business Networks, and then so my stories, that's a show. My reels, that's a show. My posts, that's a show, and it's all about getting attention. It's like the NFL, all season long is regular, but then the Super Bowl, so that's when interest is peaked. So you got to insert an ad. So I feel like the personal stuff, get them interested, and when interest is peaked, insert an ad. So the ad is like,
That's good.
I'm a realtor. Like, look at me teach you this. Look at this list. So that's kind of how I'm making it work. When interest is peaked, sell something.
Do you have all of that in a link tree on IG?
So I've actually found the value of like paying for a professional website because when people like they want to look you up.
Yeah.
So like I'm all about like what's the word I want to use? Reputability. No, I'll find it later. I'll come back to it. But it's all about when people look credibility. It's all about when people look me up. They can see like, okay, this is a reputable source. I'll proceed. I'll keep going. So the website, I made that my super link tree. So it's just a really pretty link tree. Like it's whatever you want to do in my life, the website's job is to take the lead from whatever it's from, help them figure out where they want to go, and then like get them to do something to let me know they want to do it.
So if I were to ask, I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to ask you, what are the 2 or 3 topics that you speak about or post about the most on your social media? What would you say it is?
It's mostly just days in the life. Like, so number one, I just do a lot of explainer videos, just explaining everything real estate related. I'm explaining it to agents, but to show the consumer that this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like, this is
so
the guy
it's
you wanna
real
work with.
estate content overall.
It's all real estate content, but
So
then
it
I'll
could-
do like
it's a-
vlogs.
Yeah, it serves as a reminder to anybody that you are in real estate,
Yeah, and then I'll do reels from a vlog or a podcast or just like something random I just posted. Family time, like you gotta like really shuffle it. Like it's a network. It's not one show. Yeah. It's a network, so you gotta like this is the kids show.
get a
This
lot
is
of
the
likes
the
and
really
babies.
okay. They really like property tour, so let's like extend that show season. And then you gotta
I
switch.
just had an idea. Do your kids have like shirts with your branding?
Not yet, no.
That's it.
That's an
So-
idea. There you go.
so-
They're like, oh
so-
my god, how cute!
Yeah,
Because my dad
that's my
sells
plan.
real estate, by the way.
That's it's all departments. Like it's interesting how I see like all of this. It's
I
like,
remember your videos. One
Yeah.
video that you show how to put the in your open house, your marketing
Yeah.
materials, I remember your videos. So
There's
I
something
see
for
Khalif
somebody.
like a realtor and I see Khalif real life. So it's a balance.
But I'm curious, and I want to go around the room. I'm very curious about this. If you are a full-time real estate agent, how much do you think your social media posts or any platform you're in, the content should be split at? If you're a full-time, if you're a part-time, we know that you do something else, or another side job or whatever, and you want to incorporate that. I know a lot of agents that do, but if you're a full-time agent, how much percentage-wise should be real estate-related content, regardless of what it is, and personal or whatever else content?
I have like 80-20, 80, not personal, but more Miami style, what is happening in Miami, what is happening in real
Yes.
estate, and maybe little 10% about me.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went with YPM playing basketball at the arena, and I put that video, but it's maybe 10% about
10%.
me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's right, it's not right. I'm learning here
No,
every
yeah,
day.
it's what works for you.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
For me, I would say I try to keep a good balance of 50-50.
Okay.
What about you, Karen?
I think it would be 80-20, but opposite.
Oh, 80 personal.
80%
Oh, wow.
of not
Really?
personal, not
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Anything else outside of real estate that is
but
not...
then like most of my I have my personal profile and I have my business
Okay.
profile. So you don't see me posting about my day-to-day life, but you see me posting like YPN, WC, Women's Council of
It's your
Realtors.
personal life,
This
yeah.
is, I mean, that is part of my personal life, but then you also see me posting stuff about, properties or meetings with whomever,
Yeah.
like I guess it would be like a personal life. I don't post as much.
Yeah, me
So now
too.
that I think
Me
about
too.
it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I mean, because that is part of real estate.
Yeah.
Like all the organizations, it's also part of real estate.
Yeah.
So then I guess it would be 80-20 or maybe like 75.
Yeah.
Or 70-30.
What about you, Kelly?
I feel like if you're part time, then yes, there's gonna be a split. But because I'm full time, like there's no like my personal life is real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is
No
what I
matter what
say.
I'm doing, my mind is on real estate. I'm Khalid the realtor here, and I'm gonna go home and be Khalid the realtor. And then
Yeah.
my friends will call me at midnight. They'll be over like we're watching the Super Bowl, and they want to ask me real estate questions.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
never
good.
off. So I really think it because we're so like personal with our service, showing who you are as a person is like this is what you're getting.
Yeah.
You want to work with me, you're not gonna get these flyers I'm showing you. You're not gonna get this information, but you're gonna get. I'll play soccer with you.
Yeah.
I play soccer. You play soccer. Let's play after the closing. You know, like it's little things like that, and they want to see that, like, oh, look at how involved she's in all these organizations. She's an upscale realtor. Like the realtors go to her, so that's why you can't turn it off. Like it all relates back to real estate.
I don't
Talking
think
up,
you can share too much.
Like, they want to know
and
that.
I'm sorry I interrupted you because here's the thing, like you know what I do, but you don't know like personal wise. Like I know Kevin. Kevin's known me. You know I'm very private. Like my personal life, very
I don't know
private. Now,
nothing
real
about your
estate,
personal life. It's
there you
true,
go.
and I know you for many
There
years.
you go.
Yeah, it's true.
But I dealt with a realtor serial killer. No, I did.
You did what?
I dealt with a realtor serial killer.
Oh God.
So,
wow.
I was, you have to be intentional being a woman, like.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I live
Yeah.
in a gated community. I make sure that this happens.
Yeah.
This happens, and the guy's in jail because he killed 2 homeless people in Wynwood,
Wow.
and then he stabbed another one. But and rest in peace
You
to-
deal with that person?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that guy went to jail, and he started looking for me in my office, and it's one of those things that.
He came back from jail.
No,
Like he's out. Oh, okay.
Transaction with
I see.
him. He's a serial killer.
Oh wow.
That's why you have to be careful, especially.
I
as
want like a
women.
woman.
I
Yeah.
mean, men also have situations that they get in. That's a whole nother
I
conversation.
have a lot of
I'm
situations.
sure, but that's something that men don't talk about.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's
That's
true.
maybe another
It's true.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about.
But
we don't talk
you
about.
cannot share too much because you don't know who's watching,
Hmm.
and that's why you do see that I do a lot. But my personal life, it's not on. You get what I mean?
Makes sense.
I feel like boundaries are important, but like my wife told me, like a anecdote. That's a short story that her
Anecdote.
last tech told her. So it's like you wouldn't put your address. Like I wouldn't say I live on this street in this house, to
Yeah,
somebody
nobody
that you
knows
currently live there. But once you move, you'll say, "Oh, I used to stay in that street on that house right there."
Yeah.
Because like it's not you no
It's
more.
like-
That's your past.
It's like
Yeah.
when you go to a restaurant, you don't say I'm in the restaurant right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Post
I
after.
went
Yeah.
after.
I
always
After you
post
went to the
after.
restaurant.
So
Yeah.
that's
Don't know real
I
life.
would always be skeptical about posting like my true life because like I'm like ashamed of, like who I like my stuff like
if you are in vacation, you don't say I'm in vacation because your house is empty.
vacant.
Nobody's
right.
there.
You're
so-
scared people are gonna see you and be like that guy's not that professional. Absolutely not. So but then I had to tell myself like but that's not who you are. Like like that was the old you. So you could talk about you could be yourself. You could just say where you came from, and
And I
that
think
opens
that
up a lot of
people
content.
relate to that.
Yeah.
Because personally, I don't come from a background of professionals. I'm probably the only one that graduated college. I come from like the hood in Colombia. So that's the story that people relate to. So you're a buyer might be like, oh, you know what? He understands the struggle. He understands what it is to have to go through hoops and work multiple jobs in order to even be able to make rent or
Yeah.
like all of these conversations
Yeah.
they relate to. But
Yeah. It shows
there
your
has to be
understanding.
some type of like
Boundary.
because what people if they know too much about you, then it's like they got some,
So for me, my boundary is I'll never post. I'll record all day, but I won't post anything until like I'm well gone from that situation.
Yes.
Should.
That
I'll
is-
never post in
That is
there.
the rule.
Yeah, and then like that's the thing. Like obviously, you got things that you don't want to like advertise because different cultures are gonna react different ways to seeing the things you do. So things like that, of course, you want to be like very cautious with. But it's really about just like being okay with yourself, and like that was my biggest thing at least because I was so like skeptical to be on camera or just like share who I really am.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then it's like, oh, you like me? Like you think I'm cool? Like I'm not weird, So it's like
That's the beauty of it when you're authentic and
Yeah.
you put yourself out, insert.
Like-
you're looking for like-minded
'Cause,
individuals.
Yeah, but it's also you create community and you attract people to your ecosystem, but you also push people away.
That's your tribe.
That is something
Yeah.
that we need to learn and do more because I think social media show only the beauty
Oh, yeah.
of everything. We don't show what is a bad deal, what is
Yeah,
a
no, I'm
bad
showing you, like,
day.
look at this, what I gotta go through.
We never do that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I need to do that.
You gotta show your problem.
Yeah,
They want to see how you problem solve.
Show your life, your real life,
Your
not
real-
only the good things, your clothing that you have,
And
the
that's
millions
exactly
that you have, the good car that you have. No,
That's exactly-
show how you
yeah.
get there.
That's exactly
Yeah.
why there have to be like a healthy balance between the good and the bad, based
Yeah.
on what you're saying, the personal and the business. Because it happened to me all the opposite. I felt like I always say that real estate is what I do, is not who I am, right? I don't like to think about real estate when at night when I'm at my house. I just want to chill. I don't want to think about deals or anything. Like I don't answer any calls after 7. Like for a while, for as long as I can remember, since I started this business, it's like real estate is what I do. I try to not think about real estate when I'm traveling, when I'm on vacation, when I'm with my family. Now, at the same time, when it was time for me to put myself out there in social media, I was treating it the same way. I was like, okay, this is work. I don't know if I want to talk about work because it's supposed to be social media. And then I started, and also through coaching, my coach told me, like, people also want to see that you're knowledgeable in what you do.
Right.
They want to see that you know your stuff. So I started posting content about what I do, how I did it, sharing stories, good, bad, whatever. And then all of a sudden I see people, oh, I see that you're doing well. It's like, kind of like surprised, as if I was just starting in real estate. I'm like, no, guys,
You're
I've been
building
doing
relevance.
this for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, but it was the only reason why people started relating. It was because I was starting to share. So that's why it's very important to have that balance and check yourself. Like, I think you just literally had a realization. You said, I don't never think about that. Didn't think about that. Where, how much you share one thing or another. Because we always think of from our perspective. We don't think about the people that are watching. But people put label good or bad based on you. They say, oh, this is Karen. Karen is the Colombian this, the Colombian that. I don't know, like good or bad. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
crack the joke of Karen the Colombian. I guess they stick to me in a funny way. But
Now
people
he don't forget your
yeah,
name.
I won't forget your
don't
name.
forget your
man. But that was a good joke. Like people can relate to that. You never know what's the label that people are.
That's
putting.
another thing I had to come over
sharing.
because I was like, a lot of people like they'll like me and then they get to know me like that they don't like me, you know. So I had to get over like, no, but if you, I'm not for everybody, and then
Yeah.
we will never work out in any type of relationship, whether it be business or personal. So you just have to be okay with that, you know.
Yes.
Like
I think that you
they're
have to
looking,
like
they're
yourself
browsing.
first.
That's what I had to overcome. I did not like myself for a
You
very
have
long
to
time,
like
and I had to
yourself
like,
first.
oh, people, I am okay. Like, so I will just be like, I'm making this video for me. I want this
Right.
video because if I'm looking for something like this, there is no information like this. I'll go back to my videos and learn something like, oh, okay, I remember that. So
Yes.
it's just about openness because it's like for me, like that's my struggle. I'm trying to get like the separation,
Yes.
but it's 3 a.m. and I can't
It
see because I'm
is.
thinking
It's a
about a
struggle.
deal from like a problem from 3 o'clock. You know, like I can't get over it. I'm on vacation and like my wife will tell me I'm stressed out because
That
like
is
I
something that
need
happened to
service.
me.
Like you know what's
I
going
know.
on,
Yeah,
But
it's
it's-
happened to me all the time. I can't sleep sometimes because
and you need to share that because
I wake up and I'm thinking about the problem. I can't sleep no more. Yeah, it's happened.
It happens to all entrepreneurs. I mean, anybody that accomplishes something good, it's like if your ambition is gonna happen to you that you
Yeah.
want to be, to some extent, obsessed to what you do, and it's just hard to take it out of your brain.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also have to think that, you know, you're a human being, that you have a family or
Yeah.
loved ones and people that you need to be present for.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a difference of, you know, being there on the table, eating, and then your head is like going at 1,000 miles per hour, and then
I don't be
your
present.
partner, whoever, significant other or friend or mom or anybody, they're there like, why is this person not here?
Yeah.
Physically they're here, and but mentally they're not. And then you notice that time passes by and like it didn't really matter. You made it bigger than it was, but
Yes.
you like literally forgot that time with those family members or with those people. There's times that sometimes you can't get it back. So what's more important, the business or your personal life? And you have to have a balance, because at the end of the day, your clients will replace you with another realtor in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
And it's like, if you don't take care of your family and your loved ones and nurture that, you have to fill yourself first to be able to, you know, have a full cup for your
Yes.
your clients and for your immediate sphere.
And you mentioned something interesting earlier. You said that we were talking about time blocking, and you said that it took you a while to understand the importance of time blocking. I think, and I shared that with yesterday, and I had like a small realization at the talk at the bar camp. I saw a girl in the middle of a talk with her laptop, just, I don't know, putting an offer, doing something real estate related. I'm like, I remember when I was that person where I couldn't disconnect from my laptop anywhere. So I wasn't present anywhere.
Look
So-
at my laptop.
Yeah.
It's here.
You never know.
See
Mine
ya.
is under
You
the
never
table.
know.
I can't
Yeah, it's
disconnect.
But under-
important.
Yeah, understanding your business also can alleviate that stress. When you're starting, you don't understand a lot, and you think that everything is important, that everything is an urgency. But if you understand your industry, you know that there's barely any emergencies in real estate.
Yeah.
It's like there's priorities. There are things
There's
that are more
priorities,
important
yeah.
than others, but not necessarily a lot of
It's just how they
emergencies.
freak out. Everyone's
like-
freaking out because they about to lose $50,000.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
get
Yeah,
that.
but you
It's-
know why you get there? Because, to add to what you're saying, myself personally, I didn't schedule myself in my calendar. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
have to
just
do
started
this,
that
and I have
too.
to do this, and then I have to do this. Now I have a calendar, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh wow. Then I do like a lot,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
you
you look
get
at
home
it.
and you're like, I didn't even finish what I needed to finish.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're scheduling yourself in a calendar, and also scheduling, like I go to church on Sundays at 12:30. You won't find me. You'll find me in church.
Yeah.
I do my confirmation. No, and I'm doing my confirmation classes on Wednesdays. You won't find me at Wednesday night. So
yeah.
it's like one of those things that, like, make time for. What happened?
Well,
I'm sorry. I just thought about the realtor killer getting out, seeing this, and going to get you on a Sunday night at church. You gotta
don't say that. Yes. Now you make it.
Edit it out,
you make it
Kevin.
public.
No, we can't edit it out. That was great. Well, let's wrap this up. This is spinning out a little too much. Sorry, guys. I should have jumped in earlier. All right. So how's your lead gen evolved
Okay.
throughout the years? And more importantly, since this is the closing of the episode, where do you think your lead gen is going to go in the future? How do you think it's going to be different? So we'll start here. We'll go around and we'll land the ship.
Okay. So now it's working for me, cold calling. So my future is, I'm telling my agents to cold call. We are doing open houses, and I'm downloading all the lists of the house nearby of the open house. Cold calling first, sending emails, doing the open house, cold calling after, send emails, send messages. So I think for me, prospecting right now is my future.
Yeah, for me right now, I think I guess because of the way I like to do business, I try to make it simple and easy for myself. I really like referrals, personal referrals, agent referrals. I'm more like an attracting base where I build a relationship, I build the connections, I provide value, and then I just see them wait until that can convert into something. So I think doing that to a much larger scale, implementing systems, technology that can help me to reach the most amount of people, to talk to the most amount of people, and connect and be accessible to them, that's what works for me. Build like a big audience. And that's why, again, I really invest a lot of time, energy, efforts, and resources on social media, is to create a community, build an audience that they want to do business with me even before knowing me, even before seeing, getting to know myself first. So that's where I see my lead generation going in the future.
So I need a team. I need some help. I need a team. I think that systems, I'm not very techie. You would think I'm techie, but like I'm really not techie. So if I have someone that can help me with that aspect and me focus on the relationships and the meetings and what I'm really good at, then I see myself growing to another scale. But I think it's structure. I think it's organizing yourself and identifying where you're going wrong. And if it hasn't worked for all these years, then why haven't you fixed it and why you haven't made, like,
Yep.
it's an accountability thing. So 2025, there's a lot of changes that are happening. So holding myself accountable and making sure that I grow up my team, because I can't be one person doing it all.
Yep.
I just learned. I thought I needed a team, and I built a team, and then I realized I didn't need a team. You need a virtual assistant. You need an
Yeah,
assistant.
but that's part of your team.
Right.
Like,
Oh,
a team
okay.
for
I thought you.
like
Yeah,
a team
yeah,
for
yeah.
myself. I'm talking about like
Agents,
agents.
no
agents.
Yeah.
I mean, someone that can help me with the tedious tasks,
Yeah.
so I can
The game
just
changer.
make sure that I focus on conversion.
Yes,
Yeah.
that changed so much for me. And I started with her part time, like 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then I just moved her to full time. And then you just baby step, and then you get another one, you know.
Yeah.
So, but my lead gen, yes, my lead gen, in the future, I'm being way more intentional, and I'm learning, and I'm evolving.
Good for you.
So I'm getting more into landing pages because I'm blogging. I'm putting out educational videos daily, and I'm just trying to build on that. I want my open houses to be educational seminars. I'm just trying to like maximize
Yeah.
momentum and not let it go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can I add something
course,
before
yeah.
we finish? I think that it's important to note that we come from different backgrounds and different paths of life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nobody teaching me how to do this.
I
had
just
to,
learned
like,
this,
run
yeah.
around like a chicken without a head and figure
Yeah.
it out. So it's okay that, you know, whatever background you come from, and it's okay, because sometimes people feel less than, you know, compared to other people that maybe their parents are in real estate, or they come from this background, or they went to the private school. So it's like, I'm like, listen, we're different. It's a different struggle.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay. Those are the cards that I was given. But I feel that if you're able to accept that these were your cards, and then you run with it and try your best to do the most with what you have, real recognize real. You know what I mean? So I mean, I notice that sometimes when I have these conversations, we don't come from the same backgrounds. Maybe it took. Have you guys seen that thing on Facebook? It's like, take a step forward if this and that. Take a step that take a step forward game. You notice that we really don't come from the same
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
And just the fact that we're doing the best that we can to service our clients it's commendable.
And with that, we all have different cards, but we can all recognize that YPN does improve the hand that you play with. So
I love that.
it brought you to this podcast. It brought you to wanting to learn more, and we're here to make you a better professional. And we can't wait to bring you more content. So stay tuned for more episodes. But until next time, take care. Peace out.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
So well.